And listen, Frankie's got a big mouth. Thank you once again for joining me for this incredible podcast, one of the fastest growing podcasts in the country. Of course, you can catch it on the iHeartRadio network. All of my friends around the country at Real Times Media and the Black Information Network. It is Women's History Month. Yes, it is. And I was determined to make sure that those voices that you've never, ever heard from are the voices that you hear this month on this show. So, you guys know that I am a sports baby. You guys know I love my alma mater, the Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, the national treasure. We are a part of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, better passionately known as the MEAC. And I am here with the commissioner. Let me just say this, okay, so you guys know how I do. Not only is the new commissioner a woman, but she is a woman who is ready to lead the MEAC into the next century, the Honorable Commissioner, Sonja Stills. And we said, yay! Everybody in the room say, yay! Commissioner, how are you? Did you like the introduction?
Oh my gosh, I'm speechless.
Oh my gosh.
I am great, Frankie.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I love your energy.
Thank you. We're just getting started.
Okay.
We're just getting started. And again, I said this is Women's History Month, pretty much 13 months.
Yes.
You served as commissioner.
Yes.
Clearly the only commissioner of any African American conference in the country, meaning CIAA, SWAC, and the like.
Nope. I am, Jackie McWilliams is the first, the commissioner of the CIAA, and I am the first MEAC female commissioner and the first commissioner of a Division I HBCU conference.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Here you are. How did you get here?
I fell into athletics.
All right.
Yeah, my degrees are in counseling. And, when I was at Old Dominion University and time for me to do my internship, I did my internship with Mindy Sofer, who was the director of Greek Life, and had a ball. I won an award for community service, and I said, you know what? After I was done, and at grad school, I said, I want to work with this woman again. And she don't move down to athletics, the academic support. And I said, what the heck? I don't want to say hell. I want to work with her. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead down there. I loved it. The study hall, work with the student athletes. And that's what I want to do. And so not telling my age because I was a child prodigy. Athletic academic support was not prevalent. And so I just sat down after I graduated and I sent letters to all the area schools and said, can I start your athletic academic program? And I'm going to tell you this, and then we'll pick that back up. So keep this in mind. I sent a letter to Dr. Dennis Thomas, who was the athletic director at Hampton University. He called me. I missed this call because, we didn't have cell phones back then,
cell phones, couldn't DM anybody.
Nothing.
Right?
So I called him back, and then he never called me again, and I said, crap, I don't know what to do. And so one of my classmates in grad school said the Dean of Women was looking for an assistant. And I said, well, I don't have a job, so let me go ahead on. And so the funny thing is, when I interviewed with her, it just so happened that her aunt used to babysit me because both of our families are in the military and we're always, together in the same town. And actually, when they relocated to Newport News, they stayed with us. So she hired me and as an assistant dean, and I was there probably about a couple years. And the VP of Student Affairs, Dr. Smith, said, how's it going? And I said, I love what I'm doing, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do athletic academic support. And it just so happened, it's always relationships and telling people what you want.
That's right. That's right.
He said he happened to be the chair of the athletic certification committee at the time, and he called Dr. Thomas and set up an interview with him, and he hired me. And so from there, I started the athletic academic program at Hampton University. About a year later, became the senior women administrator. And then in 2002, Dr. Thomas became the commissioner of the MEAC. About 2 months later, he gave me a call and he said, Ms. Stills, You don't call me by my first name. I've been with the man over 23, 24 years.
Still Miss Stills?
Still Miss Stills.
Miss Stills, yeah.
And when he says Sonja, when he's talking on the phone with somebody, it sounds so funny coming out of his mouth. But he said, it's time for you to get paid for what you're worth.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I'm coming. He said, but I only got one job. And he says, Director of Compliance. I said, I don't like compliance, but I'm coming anyway.
Right.
And I've
that
been
foot
with
in
him.
the door.
That's what my mom always said. And when I was talking to her about becoming the Assistant Dean of Women, I said, Mom, it's not really paying anything. She said, doesn't matter. She said, get your foot in the door.
That's it.
And then you can maneuver from there.
Sure.
And that was probably the best advice.
And the compliance and learning the compliance piece in the capacity you're working now,
Oh, yeah.
I say every day, Commissioner, it's all in divine order.
Exactly.
What better way to have that kind of background in terms of compliance when you're overseeing now an
Exactly.
entire conference?
Absolutely. It's the foundation. You know, everybody got to be eligible, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it's funny, when I was doing academics, I leaned into compliance, and Malcolm Zeke Avery, they used to call us Mutt and Jeff. You know, when we come on the field together, you know, something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's not eligible, something like that. So I was very fortunate that he was able to teach me that compliance. Now, what's funny and what I like to tell young people is you need to be aware of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And I took things for granted. So when we would go to conference meetings together, and it would be compliance meetings, and I'm like, it's academic, so I'm going shopping because compliance ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
And then look, a couple years later, it's like I'm running the meeting. I'm like, well, crap, I'm panicking like it's me now. You know, so it's important to take advantage of those opportunities to learn.
That's right.
Because you never know
what you're going to need.
Exactly.
What you're going to need. So you're running a major athletic conference with some of the most brilliant presidents and chancellors around the country, and they have 100% confidence in your leadership of the MEAC conference. Talk about that level of responsibility from not just working at Hampton, graduating from ODU. You have to answer to some incredible folk across the country at all of these amazing institutions.
Oh my God. This is the best group of elite 8 presidents and chancellors that through my
Can I do this
career.
before you keep going? Hi, Dr. Wilson. I just want to say hi. I just have to do that. Okay, go ahead, Commissioner.
See, you know, they are so progressive, so visionary. They are so integrated into athletics, and they believe in the conference and their commitment.
Yeah.
And so when Dr. Thomas, you know, years back, he was like, I'm not going to be the commissioner all the time, so you need to get ready. I said, I don't know what I'm getting ready for.
What a great show of confidence.
Who you telling?
Right?
Because I said, I don't want to be nobody's commissioner. Don't nobody want 11 bosses at the time. I said, you enough. I don't need 11 bosses.
Right.
But he don't listen to me. And so he's still putting me in the places. I'm talking to the president, letting them know. And I said, look, you don't know what they want because they're so progressive. They know what they want. And so I don't know if I'm that one. But that's that imposter syndrome.
That's right. And he saw something in you that you did not see in yourself.
And I was always comfortable with being in the background. I need to let him shine. I'm all good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to be in front.
Yeah.
But he would always put those opportunities to put me in front whether I wanted to or not.
Yeah.
And so when the presidents, when he said, okay, I'm going to tell the presidents that you the person. And then the president said, we're going to do a search firm. And I was like, I knew it. But I said, you know what? I'm still going to put my name in the hat because if I don't, I'm going to regret it.
Yeah.
And when I talked to when Dr. Thomas kept saying, get prepared, I went one day and I went and talked to my parents. I remember I was sitting in the backyard
Good old
on
parents.
the swings, and Daddy was sitting right there, Mom was standing somewhere, and I was saying, Dr. Thomas, he wanted me to be the next commissioner, and my dad, because baby, he said, yeah, because I don't want all them bosses, and my mom said no. She said, you can do it. Everybody got bosses. Everybody answers to somebody, and you can do it.
Yeah. I love your mom.
I love her too. Now, the sad part is she has no idea I'm the commissioner. She has dementia.
Let me just share with you. Let me stop you. See, I say it's in divine order. Been there. Been there.
Girl, don't make me cry.
Sending your mama a virtual hug. As I send my mom a virtual hug.
Thank you. Thank you. I saw her today.
Bless your heart.
But it's
okay. See,
it's hard.
I
wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
If she didn't put that in my head.
I know.
And so to be able to throw my name in the hat and still like, I don't know what they want, but I got to the last three, the top three. And I said, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I got to the top three. But, someone said, what the hell, I'm just going to go for it. And so I remember going, and I did not want to know who was going to be my competitors. I wanted to compete against myself because, again, that imposter syndrome would sneak up and said, because people are like, hey, such and such. Then I'm like, okay, I don't have this. I don't have that. Oh, they're not going to, I'm not going to make it. But what was important for me is to just, what women do is we start looking at the job responsibilities. And we say, I don't have this, I don't have that, so I'm just not going to do it. A man will have one and go for it and get that job, right?
He's got a cake, right?
And he got that job.
That's right.
So I was like, I'm going to go for it. And so I remember the day of the interview, for the final interview, and was all the presidents. I think one was on the call. And one of the first, I had my Mary J. I have my hype music, right? I got my Mary J.
Right.
I got my Lizzo, because Lizzo's my spirit animal now. She's my spirit now. And Kelly Clarkson.
I love Kelly.
Okay?
Right.
So I have some hype music. I'm in the mirror. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. So I get to the interview, and the first question, I remember Dr. Accolade said, why do you want to be the commissioner? And I said, why not? And then I said, oh shoot, I said that. Oh my God. So I got to back it up now. Right. So I'm just going, and and I sometimes I'm talking. I'm like, girl, you act like you know what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm just rolling. And so I was like, let go, let God. I gave it all that I could give. And, it's just left up. And then when I got
the call.
When I got
what was the moment? Like, give me 30 seconds of the moment you got the call.
So I got the call from the search firm, and the individual said, Dr. Accolade is going to call you. And I said, oh. And then I was like, okay. Put on my high music one more time. I said, put the high music on. Okay.
Right.
All right, calm down.
Right.
And he called. He said, we'd like to offer you the position of commissioner.
Get out.
I was like, and I ran into Dr. Thomas's office, and I was like, oh, can you believe it? I said, no, let me back up. I said, you're sitting in my seat. You're sitting in my seat.
I love
and he's
it.
Like, well, I love it.
I love
oh my
it.
gosh. He has been such a champion for me. Like you said, he saw something in me that I wasn't seeing in myself. And he challenged me so much. And people wonder why I stayed so long, because it was 20 years in October. Didn't get a watch, but anyways, 20 years in October, and they wonder why I stay so long. Every time somebody comes in, they always ask the same question. It's never the same job each year.
Yeah.
He always gave me a new challenge. And you couldn't be complacent. And one of the things that I always try to challenge myself is, if the job is boring, then make it not boring.
That's right.
Change something, be creative, do something new, so it becomes new. And so one of the last challenges before becoming the commissioner was starting the esports program. And I asked him, can I do that?
Yeah.
Because he had been milling around. I did the research, and I said, I want to start it. And he let me go with it, and but it was that opportunity, the freedom to do what I want to do, to step out there and do something.
Well, and thank you, first of all, in the middle of the tournament, for being so gracious to allow us to join you today. And I started talking to you. I forgot. I'm like, wait a minute, aren't we here for business? So there's a tournament. There's a tournament going on around us. It's almost like just sitting with a good girlfriend. But I want to get into a couple of things before we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Coming in as the conference was going through a transition, losing a couple of schools.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the things I thought, I said, see, they gonna put a woman in charge as soon as they make the transition to show that it wasn't gonna work. You've made it work. Talk about that transition of those two universities, those two colleges, as the conference is moving forward.
Yeah.
And what your vision is for the next couple of years.
Yeah. So the rumors were like, look, Deion Sanders came. And
okay, see, don't get me saying something.
No.
Hold it. Listen, I'm doing this intentionally. I'm just going to drink my water.
Okay, drink your water now. He made this comment that said the MEAC should fold, and we should get this.
I'm going to drink some more. This is only water, y'all. Okay, go ahead, Commissioner.
And so you were going into the job with this in the background, right? The rumors are still there. And so the most important thing was the stability. You got to have the stability, because the alumni were saying the next team is going to leave. Who was going to leave? And I felt like Wonder Woman, like, no, all the way. I mean, it was months of just trying to get the stability, get the rumors and the misinformation together, to dispel those rumors and get the information. One, it was important that we had the commitment of the 8 and them to understand that we're strong as 8. Even though the other institutions have left, it did not dispel the strength that we have. We have 8. The Ivy League only has 8, and nobody said, hey, y'all need to hurry up and add some teams.
I gotta give you another one.
And shoot, the MEAC is the Black Ivy League then, with the high academic institutions that we have.
That's right.
And so we have to believe in the strength that we have. Now, with the realignment that's been going on, the PWI conferences, they were trying to grab at institutions, because with the realignment, they needed, particularly with football, to have 6 members to keep their automatic qualification. Well, if you believe in the strength that we have as a conference of 8, we don't play for AQ because we play for the Celebration Bowl.
That's right. That, if I might remind Deion Sanders, he lost.
Twice.
Okay. Go ahead, Commissioner.
So...
To the who?
MEAC.
All right.
Okay.
And the church in the back said...
Amen.
All right,
okay.
Commissioner, go ahead.
And so... I love you so much, Frankie. And so, because we're not playing for AQ, we're fine.
Yeah.
They need us. We don't need them. And so it's getting that mindset that we are in a place of strength and believe that we are.
Yeah.
And so it's getting that type of information out to the alumni and fans and supporters that we're fine.
Yeah.
And look at the revenue that we have with 8. There's more to spread around in our 8. Our footprint is more compact, which travel is better. So the other thing... coming aboard, just before I came aboard, we brought on Barnes and Thornburg, had reached out and said, hey, we want to help you with looking at potential institutions potential institution, and looking at our structure of our conference to help us move forward, right? They have done a tremendous job of vetting potential institutions. Now, one of the things is, again, we don't want to add members, just add numbers.
Right.
It's got to make sense. Our mission's got to align. We have to be aligned athletically, but most important, academically.
That's right.
When you look at the institutions who have left the MEAC, they have raised the profile of the academic profile of the conferences that they went in. This is why they looking at the MEAC to pull members out. So we have to stay strong and committed to furthering the HBCU culture. You know, we don't want to dilute that. And one of the things that kept swirling around is creating this super conference. Where if you create this super conference, somebody's gonna be left out. And so we want to have championship access, not for one HBCU conference.
Right.
You want your student athletes to have championship access for two spots. You know, what's available. The more championship access that we can give for HBCUs, the more we want. We want to further preserve the HBCU culture.
That's right. I love that. As we get ready to wrap up, because I'm way over my time, and we'll have to get together this summer where we can put our feet up. Okay. But what is it that you want? You mentioned earlier that you needed to get the message out to alumni. You needed to make sure that those who are embraced and love the MEAC conference and making sure they get information. Use this platform to say what it is you want to leave them with in terms of your vision of the MEAC.
Look, we are committed, elite 8 member institutions, high academic institutions. We have created the MEAC Nation Association so that you can stay connected to your MEAC family no matter what, whether you're currently in the MEAC or not, you still are part of our family. Donate to the MEAC Foundation. That's going to help our elite institutions, whether they improve our facilities, more championship access, broadcast platforms, whatever we need to do to help improve and strengthen the foundation of our elite member institutions. So join the MEAC Nation.
Listen, okay, so grab your tissue holder. I gotta ask you this before I go. Right, and we're gonna talk about that. Listen, okay, get that. It's my sister girlfriend here. But listen, I have to ask you this before we go as well.
Yes.
So last couple of years in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes.
The basketball conference tournament has been held here.
Yes.
Happy with that? Will this be home for quite some time?
Now, you know the MEAC's headquarters, we own the building in Norfolk, Virginia. This is our home. Norfolk has grown the basketball tournament since being here. Norfolk welcomes our fans. It's a great experience. The Scope Arena fits us. I anticipate being here in Norfolk. But we shall see.
I know, and I was talking to some of our alumni as well. I said, even if we, for Morgan, have to sponsor a bus, part of the Philadelphia alumni chapter and a couple of the chapters, to sponsor a bus, I'd love to see the weekend. A sponsor bus for students.
Yes.
To be able to be in those stands. Great job. This is my hometown, so always glad to have you there. Plus, I can always see my sister. So it's good I can kill two birds with one. Right. So let's, come on. Commissioner Sonja Stills, and everybody in the room said, yay!